This podcast is brought to you by Legend Comics and Coffee in Omaha, Nebraska, located in scenic downtown Benson. They got a new location. It's absolutely gorgeous. Check it out. And by listeners like you. Go to Patreon/Two-Headed Nerd. Become a patron. Support this show.
Once, they were two best friends managing a comic book store. But when an innocent blood oath went wrong, the two found themselves trapped in the same body, imprisoned in a strange pyramid made of long boxes, buried deep below their hometown, where they are doomed to discuss comic books until the end of time. They were once Joe and Matt. Now they are known as the Two-Headed Nerd. And this is their podcast.
Broadcasting from the Ziggurat at Omaha in caverns deep below the metro area, it is our pleasure to welcome you to episode 793 of the Two-Headed Nerd Comic Book Podcast. I am your head number one. My name is Matt Baum.
I'm the Internet's Joe Patrick, your head number two, and it's time for another new comic show where we'll review 8 comics from the past 2 new comic book days. After that, we'll set you up with our must-read new comic picks for next week.
In this episode, we celebrate a scary and early Thanksgiving with Mark Russell. Check in on Declan Shalvey's peek at AI's logical conclusion in his new Terminator title, swoon over comic versions of Jensen, Ackles, and Jared Padalecki because they're still so cute. Wish Superman Blue good luck on his suicide mission and revisit Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. All of this and more in what promises to be our scariest Halloween show yet. It's review time in the very scary Ziggurat.
Before we put on our wax fangs and mustaches, let's explain our rating system to our trick-or-treaters. What are we dressing up as this year?
We are going to be porno actors who got bit by vampires in the 70s. Yeah, it's specific, but it's going to be hot.
Very specific. Each comic we review is rated using our 3-point scale: buy it, skim it, or leave it. There is nothing supernatural going on. It's just our opinions, and we'd love to hear yours. Just don't expect any candy if we don't agree.
There's nothing supernatural going on other than a review of the new Supernatural comic. That's it.
Well, I mean, yeah, right. Macho, light up the jack-o'-lanterns, spike all the candy with THC, and fetch us our review comics.
Remarks such as these only serve to perpetuate the age-old myths of Halloween confections tainted with narcotics. And truly, in this economy, who could afford to give away weed? Here are your review comics for the week of Wednesday, October 22nd.
We begin with a comic that every CEO that's replacing their workforce with AI needs to read, Terminator Metal, #1 from Dynamite. It's written by Declan Shalvey and Rory McConville. This is the team that write Time Before Time together, too, so they're reunited. It's kind of fun. Art by Lorenzo Ray. I think it's Ray, maybe Ree. Colors by Colin Cracker. Definitely Cracker. Letters by Jeff Eckelberry, and main cover by Mr. Shalvey himself. It's a great cover, too. 32 pages for $3.99. You know the story of the Terminator, but this one follows Judgment Day. So we finally get to see the shattered remnants of humanity and how we must make use of every tool that they can in their existential battle against the machines. That includes the deadliest weapons that Skynet sends to annihilate them. They have reprogrammed a Terminator, which is also the story in Terminator 2, which you would think they would know about since it was in the past and they sent a guy in the past to do that, but whatever. Right? We'll just assume these guys are cut off.
Are we sure that this is set after the events? Like,
the solicit
how do we know
says
that this isn't set before the future part of Terminator 1?
I don't know. The solicit says in the post-apocalyptic future that follows Judgment Day. So,
right, but Judgment Day is 1996.
I understand that, but Judgment Day had to happen for them to go back in time and do this. So this is the problem with Terminator
right,
stories.
But I'm saying, like, this is my question. Did this guy's experiments with reprogramming a Terminator lead to them getting it right for Terminator 2?
Joe, this is the problem with Terminator stories. We could do this for the next 4 hours if you want. Like, there's no way to know. I don't know.
That might be more fun than what we have going on. I don't know.
You could have also called this one My Pal Tex the Terminator, because he's got a name. It's a cute little kid story idea if you want to do some Terminator kids books. Dynamite. There you go. This starts in the middle of the fight, and the story kind of seems like it's going to be very predictable. Like if you saw Judgment Day, you know, like the Terminator becomes Eddie Furlong's buddy and he teaches it to make jokes and stuff like that. But this story doesn't go that same way. And I was kind of refreshed by it. I think this creative team, I really like Time Before Time. And I really like the first Terminator books that Shalvey is writing by himself. I think they got something pretty cool going here. And it's nowhere near as predictable as I thought it was going to be. The art is really solid. This Ray guy, he's returning here. He did some of the Terminator stuff in the last volume as well. He's got kind of a Shalvey look to his style. It's sort of bulky and chunky the way he draws. The colors are excellent. Everything is dirty. It's smoky. It's exploding. Like there's so many explosions in this comic. And most importantly, the Terminator looks really cool. This one has like a red stripe on his eye, which is a nice way probably to identify, I mean, for the reader.
You know.
Yeah.
Right.
And the humans that encounter Tex, he's on our side, although not all the humans trust him. And they definitely shouldn't. And we learn why.
I mean...
It's cool. It's a cool idea, though. The way, like, I don't want to give anything away, but you can program something to do something a little too well, and that's what it's going to do if it's just a robot, right? You know, like
when. Right, well, the more you talk, the more you give it away. So.
I suppose you're right. You're right. I won't say much more about that. This was a lot of fun, though, and I think Dynamite's got a really good hold on these Terminator stories, and it's because of this creative team. They're keeping Shalvey on here. I love that McConville's joined him for this. They're just a great team to tell these stories, and these are better than any of the Terminator movies or other Terminator output I've experienced in the past. I don't know how many years. I'm giving this a buy it. It was fun.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I think it's just a one shot, so it's just a little one-off story there. I don't know where they go from here.
It's an anthology, so it's different stories from their Terminator world.
But I thought that this was a lot of fun as well. Unexpected. You think you know where the story's going. In fact, there are characters in the book that tell you what to think about where the story is going, and then the story doesn't go there, and you're like, oh, how fun. Art's nice. It's a buy it for me as well.
Joe Patrick, it's time to say, fuck Halloween. Let's celebrate Thanksgiving, huh?
Can't we get through one holiday before we move on to the next? I mean, honestly.
It's already Christmas on TV, so no. Sorry.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, to be fair, this is sort of a blending of Halloween-y type themes and Thanksgiving type themes. It's a one-shot from Ahoy Comics called Thanksgiving. It's written by Mark Russell. It has nothing to do with the Eli Roth movie, so don't even worry about it. It has art and colors by Morissette. He's Dutch. Letters are by Rob Steen. Covers by Morissette. It's 48 pages for $7.99. Here's a bit of your solicit. An intense, timely one-shot from Mark Russell and Morissette. Thanksgiving, a day when American families come together until the strain inevitably tears them apart. But for one family, the cruel and deadly secret of the turkey neck killer binds them together in the saddest, most shameful way possible. So this is a weird little one-shot from Ahoy. It's kind of coming out of nowhere. I know that we've been trying to give Mark Russell books kind of a rest, but I love a dark comedy. I was first drawn in by the name of the artist because I confused him with Moritat.
They're cousins, obviously.
Obviously, I was wrong. Sorry about that, Morissette.
Yeah.
However, pleasantly surprised by the work here. This is sort of an absurdist story about this family dinner, and there's a serial killer involved. It seems like a spoiler, but it's fairly obvious from early on what's going on here.
Yeah, it's on the cover. So,
Well, right. But I mean, you piece together pretty quick that like, oh, it's one of them.
Sure.
Russell has this paints this like broad picture of a family that a lot of us are going to be pretty familiar with. You know, you got your racist grandma, you got your sketchy brother, the grandpa that just wants to watch sports and eat yams. And then there's that one beloved uncle. There are plenty of funny bits that also sort of highlight real life societal problems, which is vintage Mark Russell. Read any of his work about stupid ass billionaires.
Sure.
I loved the joke about the turkey neck killer not being able to settle on one MO. It's like the Zodiac killer, right? He does puzzles.
Sure.
And also it's like, well, sometimes he tied their hands and sometimes it didn't. The turkey neck killer, he slits their necks.
He's like the wet bandits.
But he's cutting off fingers.
Yeah.
It's like, pick one, dude.
He's
Stay
like
in
the
your
wet
lane.
bandits. Yeah.
Yeah, like the wet bandits, right? There's a lot of trademark Mark Russell humor all the way through. The family is way too eager to embrace this serial killer, and the cops are totally oblivious to like a farcical extent. It's very fun. The art by Morissette, lovely. The characters are very expressive, and for a book that's full of talking heads, the style of the art is interesting. So it's nice to look at, even though there isn't really anything flashy going on. All Ahoy books give you a lot of extra content for your money, so that $7.99 is definitely worth it. I thought this was a fun holiday one-shot. It offers, like I said, a nice connecting thread between Halloween and Thanksgiving. The writing is sharp. The writing is funny. The artwork is excellent. It's not essential stuff. You'll have a fun time, though. I'm giving this a buy it.
Yeah, I just don't know why it came out so goddamn early, but Ahoy has become the place that you go for these tongue-in-cheek, campy, fun, edgy, kind of violent stories. Like, it reminds me sort of like some of the stuff that used to happen at Fantagraphics back in the day. And I don't know if Mark Russell owns this place or they just let him write whatever he wants. Just carte blanche for Mark Russell. And when he comes in,
probably that second one.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
He just shows up and goes, I want to do a Thanksgiving one shot. And they go, do it. You're in. But no, it was fun. I'm giving it a buy it as well. The art is really nice. This Morissette guy, I don't know where he came from.
Yeah. And he does the colors as well. And so it's this very nice Thanksgiving orange and kind of the muted purple palette. It's nice.
Perfect looking. Yeah. Since it's Halloween, we had to do a Western book, and that's why I'm talking about Outlaw Showdown, #1 from Oni Press. Don't worry, they're all creepy Western stories because this is part of their EC imprint where they're relaunching several different, not EC titles, but titles in the spirit of the old EC comics, right? So this is a book with several different writers, several different artists doing several different stories. It's an anthology. It's a one-shot, though. So you've got John Arcudi, you've got Tony Moore, who's writing and drawing in this one, and Nascenti's here, Christopher Cantwell, artists like Sebastian Cabral, who I don't know, but is very good and does this wonderful traditional kind of EC look. This was the one that felt the most to me like an old school EC Western story, aside from the cult single Action Army Revolver story, which was originally published in Two Fisted Tales.
Actual EC, right?
Back in the day. Different stories, all set in the Old West, and they all sort of have that EC formula of either comeuppance or twist in the end or revenge story, right? Everybody kind of gets theirs in the end. And the final story, the cult single Action Army Revolver, I really liked it. It's very good. A guy named Inaki, wow, I'm sorry, Inaki as Piazzu does the color restoration on it. And at first I didn't really like it. Like it seemed like it reminded me a little too much of like those Marvel masterwork, color restorations where it was
the restoration on those books is garbage.
It was too bold. But then by the end of it, I kind of saw what he was doing. And it's not like that. It's actually very good. He restored some colors very bright to bring an accentuation, to that moment in the story. And it actually works really well. The Cantwell story is great. It's a Pony Express story with a brutal ending. Ann Nesenti and David Lapham do a snake oil salesman story where the overlooked Indigenous and Asian immigrants end up saving the day. The Fire in the Hole story by Tony Moore is gorgeous. It's about miners in the Old West. Of course, there's miner zombies and stuff. And then Cool Water, that's the one that leads us off. John Arcudi, who I love and does not write enough. Really good. Love the art by Cabral. It's a creepy comeuppance story starring water ghosts, I guess. But these are just fun. If you enjoy like Old West stuff, you'll like it. If you enjoy the EC stuff, you'll like it. If you just like Western stories done by a lot of really good creators where they give them enough room to actually breathe, nothing feels rushed. It's just a solid anthology. You'll really like this. I really liked it. I'm giving it a buy it. I had fun with this.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the better anthologies that I've read in a while. I liked all of the stories. Some I liked better than others.
Sure.
The Tony Moore one was probably an easy favorite, but they're all good in their own way. And I had a ton of fun. I love a genre mashup. So supernatural Western, absolutely give it to me. I would love to see more of this. It's a shame it's only a one shot, but this is a buy it for me.
Well, if it sells, I'm sure we'll get more. So,
well, yeah.
We'll see. Great cover by Lee Bermejo, by the way. Awesome cover.
Yes, brutal cover by Lee. Let's get to the contractually obligated superhero portion of the show with Justice League Unlimited number 12. This is from DC, written by Mark Waid, art by Dan Mora. More on him later. Colors are by Tamara Bonvillain. Letters are by Ariana Marr. Cover by Mora and Bonvillain. It's 32 pages for $3.99. Here's your solicit. As the tournament begins and the transformation of Earth grows more dire, a strange signal is detected at the heart of darkness at the core of the planet. A terrific tech device? Michael Holt must put together an elite Justice League squad of the most powerful time-displaced heroes from We Are Yesterday to unravel the mystery. And this mission is a one-way ticket. And so, as a result of the events of DCKO, Earth is totally fucked. Fire pits are opening up all over the place. The Justice League is working overtime to keep people from falling into them. Most of the heroes are off fighting in the tournament, but those left behind, namely Mr. Terrific and all of the time-traveling heroes that got stuck here, have to deal with a bunch of villains that are supercharged for reasons that link all the way back to an event from the 90s that is one of my personal favorites of the 90s. Waid hits on a lot of great character stuff here. We've got a pre-alien powers Guy Gardner, so like weird high top fade and yellow Sinestro ring,
the red
and
W,
short-sleeved leather jacket.
It's got
trying to reunite with his girlfriend, which of course ends in disaster. Aquaman, Hook Hand Aquaman sees his personal history. He mourns the son that he lost, but then he learns that his modern day self has a new daughter. We've got a great cliffhanger ending as the Terrific 10 wades into the heart of hell. Literally, it's awesome. Dan Mora on the art is really all I need to say. I don't need to tell you how gorgeous the book is. There are some especially great panels. Like there's one page where he draws the room where the boom tube technology is.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible. However, no matter what he does, the Atom's new costume still looks like ass.
Sucks. Yeah, it's just
It's so bad.
I don't know if whoever designed it knows where the bodies are buried, but like, let's just redesign this. Come on. It's bad.
It's just legitimately terrible. There's a preview in the back for DCKO Night Fight #1, which is also drawn by Mora. I don't know how the guy does it.
He's a machine.
That's 3 books.
He's a machine.
3 books in this month. Justice League Unlimited, it's still essential reading if you want to stay plugged into the larger DC universe. But even if you don't care about the events, it's still an awesome read every single month. I love this book. This is a buy it.
Yeah, this is exactly the crap that I used to come to the Justice League for to have a good time, when they assemble a ragtag team of weirdos to go do a thing, and they're all Justice League members. I don't totally understand why everybody that's been plucked out of time is cool with not coming back and dying, other than their heroes, but
well, they learn their true nature. I don't want to spoil too much. But
yeah.
They learn something in this issue.
They're okay with it very quickly.
Complicates them.
I'll just say they're okay with it very quickly. I didn't know who Cathar Goldhawk of the planet Andrino was, though. What is that from? Man. Okay, so not like something like weird in Silver Age. This was way more.
No.
Okay.
This is like, remember how Venditti?
Oh, okay, yes.
That, like,
yes.
Carter Hall incarnated on other planets as well, and that's why one of them was Kryptonian.
Gotcha.
This is that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is great. It's just super slam bang hero fun. We get to have fun with Guy Gardner in his stupid warrior outfit with the W's on his gloves and his chest, because he wanted to know he's warrior. Yeah, this book looks great. It was a lot of fun to read. It's a huge buy it. Mark Waid and Dan Mora, just put them in charge of everything at DC. They're kicking ass. Come on, just let them do it.
Say what you will about Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow, one simply cannot deny the sheer, unbridled ferocity of Christopher Walken's portrayal of the Headless Horseman. Speaking of which, here are your review comics for the week of Wednesday, the 29th of October.
We finally get to our Halloween theme with Return to Sleepy Hollow, #1 from IDW Publishing, written by Casey Gilly, art by Savannah Mayer, art and colors by Savannah Mayer. Letters by Valeria Lopez. 36 pages for $4.99. I'm not going to read this whole solicit because it's really long, but I didn't know.
Long.
Yeah. I didn't know who Casey Gilly was. She was an Eisner Award winning author for some of her work on Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer and A Funeral in Foam, apparently.
Oh, Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember that book.
So this is revisiting the story of Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. Specifically.
Thank God.
Yes, because
thank God
it's time. We've all been screaming for it.
Because you demanded it.
Yes. Which leads me to wonder if there are people that are clamoring for this. I like the movie. It was perfectly good. I've
never seen it.
The thing I didn't like about it was the end. And in the end of the movie, they posit that not only does Ichabod Crane live, which is kind of lame, but there's a love story between him and Christina Ricci, and they run away with this little orphan kid that they're taking care of because his dad got killed by the Headless Horseman.
Yeah. They recap all of that shit in this book.
And their story continues. Hooray!
For people like me who have never seen Sleepy Hollow. And I was thankful for it, to be honest.
It's good. It's good.
Nice
Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow
recap of the movie
is very good. Up until the very end, because a horror story should end with horror, right?
Yeah, but the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane does not die in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
I thought he did die in the end of it originally.
No, I don't believe he does.
Oh.
But
I can't remember.
We can look it up. It doesn't matter.
Not important. It was the least interesting part of the story, and we're digging into that.
Fair.
If you ever wondered what happened to Ichabod afterwards, this feels exactly like Burton's Sleepy Hollow, though. They nailed it. The art is beautiful. I think Mayer is very talented, really heavy detail.
It's also very weird.
It's very strange, like Edward Gorey-esque, over-accentuated, long, skinny characters and rotund characters with lots of Baroque kind of detail behind them. And I don't love it. Very talented. It's just not my
But it's also
style.
very Burton-esque.
Yes. No, definitely. It works for this story very well.
Right.
And I'm trying to say that this is well done, perfectly well executed. The story is a little long-winded. The dialogue gets a little long-winded as well, but The tone of the dialogue is perfect. It sounds like these characters. It's all very appropriate for what they're doing. The exercise is perfect. Like if you're just grading the exercise, A+. Way to go. The read is a little boring. And if you're going to tell me the further adventures of Ichabod Crane and Christina Ricci's character who stayed or returned.
Christina Ricci, that's who it was.
Who returned to Sleepy Hollow and is doing a new job and has a secret daughter and all this stuff. Like, look, there's more murder mysteries. Sure. If it's not the Headless Horseman, why do we care at all? You know what I mean? Christopher Walken playing the Headless Horseman was the best part of the movie. He was so scary. They're building a mystery in this first issue, but it's got to be the return of the Headless Horseman. Or, okay, it's just the further adventures of Ichabod and Ricci's character. I'm giving this a skim it. Like I said, very well executed. Just not as interesting as I hoped it would be. Yes.
Yeah, right. So I don't really have much to add to that. I agree with everything you said. The art is good.
It's very good.
It's strange. It's strange in a good way, right? It's peculiar in a way that you want a Tim Burton story to be.
Sure.
And so I thought that it was fitting in that way. I totally agree that it's got way too many words. Yeah. Way too much dialogue in this book. I was bored. While I did enjoy I appreciated, I should say, the recap. There's just a whole lot of explaining. It's just like, remember when you were just a boy and your dad got murdered? Yes. Oh, by the Hessian.
Yes.
Nothing takes the venom or the horror out of a character. Like taking away a badass name like the Headless Horseman and just calling him the Hessian.
I mean, maybe they don't want to say.
I mean, I get that he's a Hessian.
Maybe they're so scared that they don't want to talk. I don't know.
Sure, whatever, like Candyman. You know? They don't want to say his name out loud. Or Beetlejuice. Yeah. Right. I don't know, man. I thought it was fine. A little long. I probably won't read any more, but I also never saw the movie. And so I don't really have any connection to it. It's a skim it from me. As far as invoking the tone and the spirit of Tim Burton and continuing a tale, success. Yeah. I'd say.
If you love that movie, you will love this. They did it, you know.
But all I could think of during this comic was that show on Fox, Sleepy Hollow, that lasted like 3 seasons.
Sure.
And it was Ichabod Crane being transported to the present day from the past.
Not a bad show. It was kind of fun.
It wasn't a bad show, but it was sort of like a Weird Man Out of Time meets Supernatural kind of thing. And that would have been fun. That's fun. This was just like, all right, I get it.
Yeah, the barrier for entry is you gotta love the movie, right? You have to.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why Ichabod Crane is not like the most beloved figure in all of folk history.
Because Johnny Depp played him. That's why. And Depp turned out to be a shit.
Well, we promised Hot Boys. It's time. Supernatural #1 is here. It's from Dynamite. It's written by Greg Pak with art by Eder Messias. Colors by Thiago Brandao. These colorists' names are getting way more impressive.
I think they're all vampires, honestly. They're all from Transylvania.
I feel like this is a guy that the Ghostbusters fought. Letters are by Jeff Eckelberry. Cover is by Clayton Crane. It's 32 pages for $4.99. I'm going to read some of the solicit, but I'm going to dance around a little bit.
Then we'll continue our theme of recapping stuff from movies and shows.
Yeah, right. So, you know the story of Sam and Dean Winchester. They're a couple of brothers cruising the highways and byways of America, trying to right demonic wrongs.
Listening to also looking hot 70s rock, you know?
Yeah, classic rock, a lot of Kansas, Carry On My Wayward Son. And they're also looking for the demon that killed their mom. So this is set right in between the first and second seasons of the show. And so they've got this new threat that they're sidetracking to hunt, but they're still relatively new to their partnership as monster hunters. I'm a big fan of the show. Big fan. I soldiered on through 15 long seasons.
Not all of them were great.
Ones.
Not all were great.
No, they're not all great. I'm in the camp that did not like the finale. I thought the finale was dumb.
Same.
I'm glad to see my boys back, even if it's in a flashback story. I like Greg Pak. The script by Pak, it captures that essence of the first season. Sam and Dean, it's all the stuff I said. It's all the stuff you want. They're on the road, looking for Dad, running across random monster sightings, etc., etc. The story is definitely worthy of the show, and I can see how this would have made a great episode, and Pak does nail the tone. However, it might be a little too good.
Too good, or is it?
It might be a little too close to the show, because rather than doing something fun that you can only see in comics, this just feels like business as usual.
I mean, sure, but I would also go on to argue that, also, it's almost like they're like, well, this might be somebody's first experience with these characters, so we better heavily reference, stuff from the show, things that have happened, characters, dads, stuff that Dad said. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, do we really need to get that referential? It was a lot.
It's true.
It was heavy handed.
I mean, but it's an issue. It's an issue one, though.
I guess, but do you really think someone's like, I never checked out Supernatural? I think
I don't know. I read Sleepy Hollow #1 without ever seeing
you were
Sleepy Hollow.
Forced to for a review show. Okay.
Oh, please. The art's pretty good. I liked how he didn't rely too much on photo reference, or he didn't rely on photo reference at all.
Yeah.
But Sam and Dean are still very recognizable. It helps that they have distinct profiles. One is kind of more lithe and long dark hair. The other one is beefy, hunky blonde dude. So it's easy to tell them apart. This is where things get fun. I wonder if there was some sort of language barrier between Pak and the artist, because there's a forced bit in here about why they don't have Dad's Impala. And it sort of made me think that Pak added it in just to explain why the artist drew the wrong car. Because literally the first thing that John Bunger said to me when I posted the cover on our Discord, he's like, "That's not the Impala. What's going on?"
Yeah.
And I was like, they talk about it in the book. And so, yeah, there's this weird thing where they don't have Dad's car for some reason. That's just me channeling my inner Matt Bomb, though. You know how he likes his conspiracy theories.
I didn't think it was that weird at all. I thought they make a joke. They just make a joke about how the.
But why? But what's the point?
Stolen credit card
do it?
and whatever.
I just don't get it.
I don't know.
So it's weird. If there's an overarching plot through this book, you don't really get any hint of it here, other than this goes right into the next issue. But I guess we'll see. Look, if you want more Supernatural, this issue does the trick. But that's about it. I liked it, but it's nothing special. It's a skim it for me.
Yeah. I again, it just hit in a way where maybe it was too recapped and referential for old fans, and I don't know how it's going to rope in new fans. Right? And it's a tough tightrope to walk. I get it.
Of course, yeah.
It's a first issue, and you have to make a decision. Are we just doing a comic that, for the old heads, are going to come and read more Supernatural? You probably are.
I mean, you have to pay. You have to pay for that license somehow.
I guess
you got to get hands in the.
I guess, and like you said, it does the job. As also a big fan of Sam and Dean and Supernatural, I'm not going to read any more of this. It's a skim it.
I do like that Clayton Crane cover, though.
I might not.
It just seems like, I don't know, maybe maybe we're too far removed, right? Maybe we're too far removed.
No, I don't think that's it. See, I think Supernatural is sort of an evergreen concept.
I mean, sure.
You can tell untold stories of the Winchester family forever. But if it just seemed like it just seems like
It's just more of untold tales.
This could be any random episode of Supernatural. And the fun of bringing it to comics is that you can do something cool and fun and new and different.
Right. And maybe you're right.
They don't really do that here.
Maybe had they lean into something a little more like that, like this isn't the show. This is a different exploration of something. But that's also very risky and might not sell at all. So,
Well, yeah, like you said, it's a tightrope.
It's a skip. Normally, when the word annual pops up in the ziggurat, we hear cash machines opening and get ready for a whole bunch of extra pages of nothing to take $8.99 out of your pocket. But let's see what happens when the Absolute DC Universe tries it. In Absolute Batman Annual #1 from DC. Written by Daniel Warren Johnson, James Herron, and Meredith McLaren. They are also your artists. They did everything. Mike Spicer and Dave Stewart were on the colors. Clayton Cowles is your letterer. DWJ, he gets your cover, and what a cover it is. Page count, 56 pages. Cover price, $5.99. Not terrible.
That's the way you do it.
Right?
Good job.
If this was a Marvel book, $9.99. Promise.
It would definitely be at least $7.99.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Here's a quick synopsis. These are the early adventures of the Absolute Batman. Some of the biggest names in comics take a turn in the Absolute Universe. Daniel Warren Johnson, James Herron tell tales from Absolute Batman's early days. And then we kind of get this third story that I'll touch on in a second. But the first two stories basically feature Batman taking down baddies when he was younger in Gotham. He's still kind of trying to figure things out. It felt very Legends of the Dark Knight to me, right? That old 90s Batman series that was just sort of the untold tales of Batman, where we got to see him do things that we have never seen before and check out other characters and stuff. They didn't introduce any new takes on old Bat villains or anything. This is just sort of Batman learning the ropes, Batman figuring it out. And if you want to read a comic book, maybe you've been watching a little too much news and you are not on the side that enjoys white supremacists getting all the good pub that they've been getting, right? Good news. Daniel Warren Johnson gives you a story of Batman beating the shit out of white supremacists.
Maybe you saw that picture Chuck Dixon posted of Absolute Batman as an ICE agent, and you are mad as hell.
Good God, Chuck Dixon.
Have I got a comic for you?
Yeah, man. And it's just like, look, Daniel Warren Johnson, he loves incorporating wrestling into his comics. And if you were looking for Batman power bombing a white supremacist into the earth, this is the book for you. It's great. Then we get a story by James Herron, who has done a lot of BPRD work. He is a creepy artist.
His story follows the early days of the Party Animals, which are the Black Masks gang. They're almost kind of a cult, right? And this is a young member of the Party Animals trying to impress the other guys in the gang by robbing his father's house, thinking his father was out of town. And it's almost kind of heartfelt in an awful way. And it goes horribly wrong, of course. But the star is James Herron's Absolute Batman, which is just pure terror. He draws him like a nightmare. He's a living cape.
You almost never see him.
No, he's massive.
It's like you see the pointy ears coming out of the doorway.
Right. Glowing eyes.
Coming down around a guy's neck.
Yeah, it's fantastic how he handles it. Love it. And then McLaren does this very short take on, I guess, like social media in the Absolute Batman world, and it's clever.
It's how like he's influencing the world around him.
Sort of how people deal with it. It's like 3 pages, but whatever. The point is, we got 3 artists, writers to take a shot at Absolute Batman, and they all 3 do a really nice job. I had a ton of fun with this one. Absolute Batman continues to be, in my opinion, one of, if not the best books that DC is putting out right now. I'm happy that we didn't just get a bunch of old Bat creators, like Frank Miller shows up and draws Batman with his feet, It's an annual, folks. All right. I'm giving this a buy it.
Yeah, and you kind of bury the lead here, and I don't want to give the spoiler away, but the heartwarming part is in the main story for me, where Batman meets a priest that tries to keep him from beating up the white supremacists, and there's a moment where you learn something, and that like floored me. And so this book is great on every single level. The writing, the art, the coloring, the lettering.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. This is an enormous buy it. Man, they crushed it.
Absolute DC is the tightest ship that they have got sailing over there right now.
I will say
just
my favorite thing, it's probably not my favorite thing, but it's my favorite thing that's currently on the forefront of my mind, is that the way that Herron and Johnson especially draw so exaggerated, so that when you see Batman put his fist into the face of a Nazi, and the folds of his facial fat go around his fist.
Well, it is a mask.
Like,
He's wearing a pig mask.
Well, but I mean, it happens with other characters too.
Sure.
No, but you're right. And the way that Johnson draws it, like this is a scene where Bruce is just wearing a flannel and a trucker cap, and he's leaning into the punch, but his flannel, like the grid on his arm, is just massive, and it points towards his fist that is just pushing into this dude's head. It's incredible.
It happens with other characters too.
Sure.
And where they're like super deformed claymation, and you know that it's not like he's not killing them, but the way the illustration, the violence is illustrated. Is so satisfying.
So he's like kicking through people. Basically.
Right.
It's
amazing.
amazing.
Oh, God, I loved this comic.
The power bomb, though. Woo, what a page. God, I wish I could buy that. If I had the money, like I am buying that page.
I'm happy to say that we continued to embrace the Halloween theme throughout our reviews. Our final review is a spooky book. It's Universal Monsters Dracula, Black and White Special #1. They say it's a special, but it's not the only issue. There's going to be 3 of them, I believe. This is from Image Comics and Skybound. It's written by James Tynion IV, art by Martin Simmons, letters by Russ Wooten, cover by Simmons, 56 pages. For $6.99. Dang, pretty good. You guys are killing it.
Yeah.
So this is a reprint, obviously. Universal Monsters Dracula was the first of these Universal Monsters books at Skybound, I believe. It came out 2 years ago.
That is correct.
And it came out in color. This is a reprint of that series in the original, well, I don't know. I don't want to say it's original, but in black and white.
Before it was like colored.
But I mean, I think that he painted it, which means he probably painted it in color, and then they did Photoshop trickery to take the color out.
Maybe.
He didn't paint it in black and white, and then they added color in post.
You could paint in black and white. I mean,
I know that you can, but I doubt that's what he did. Anyway, so this is a reprint of the first 2 issues in black and white to match the iconic 1931 Bela Lugosi Dracula. You know the story. I'm not going to bother to recap it. This was new to me because I hadn't read the original release of this comic. It's based on the novel a little bit, based on the movie a little bit, but it's more than just a simple adaptation. Tynion kind of jumps around. The movie, you get to meet Renfield before he becomes Dracula's thrall. But here, he's already in the grips of madness, having been corrupted by Dracula. He's eating bugs. He raves like a lunatic. There's a slow burn. As we learn more and more about what's going on with Dracula. Of course, by the time anyone realizes there's any real danger, it's too late. The thing that I liked the most is that it's really easy to take for granted how well you and I, and everyone really, knows the story of Dracula. And even just like the legend of vampires, right? The folklore behind vampires. But when this movie was written, I'm not even talking about the novel. When this movie came out almost 100 years ago.
I was going to say, there's a novel that came out before that, right?
I know. But I mean, I'm saying like the idea that the omnipresent nature of like vampire folklore was not a thing in 1931. And so that was all new. And so seeing these characters react like, gosh, that guy's acting real weird. I wonder what's going on. Oh man, look at that castle. Ooh, look at that debonair guy. Ooh, he's a count from Transylvania. Like nobody thinks that anything is wrong.
Well, yeah,
which is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
And then until, you know, the monster's staring them right in the face and they don't even know it. Tinian does a great job adapting the original story, but it's obvious that this comic is a showcase for Martin Simmons' incredible art. This version is so atmospheric and moody. I can't imagine that it feels the same in color. I'm glad that I saw it in black and white first. They depict Renfield as this featureless ghoul, and it's this really awesome visual metaphor for the way that Renfield's own will has been stripped from him from Dracula.
He kind of looks like Robert Smith with no nose. Like, what if the lead singer of The Cure was even scarier, you know?
I will say this, the sequential storytelling takes a hit here and there in favor of these gorgeous, ornate 2-page spreads and splash pages, but I ain't mad at it. It's so beautiful. The black and white edition of this book of Universal Monsters Dracula, it's the perfect way to adapt that movie for comics. I'm saying even if you read the original color version, give this a look because I thought this was incredible. This is a buy it from me.
I agree with everything you're saying, and I love this book. And I read it when it came out, and it's absolutely stunning. I've got the collected version; it's beautiful. I think I like the color version better. I'm not really sure.
I mean, maybe I'll take a look at the color version to see how I feel.
Yeah, I guess I don't. I'm not saying like the black and white version is garbage. It's beautiful. It's still beautiful, but the color version, it was just so much more layered. I guess and it brought more feeling to the story for me. And I just don't really know what this exercise brings to the book other than to show, look, this guy is so good. It does. Well, sure.
Dollar bills, y'all.
But also to say this guy is so good, he doesn't need no color, or whatever, or the original movie was in black and white and now we're doing this in black and white. I don't know. I wouldn't buy this again if I owned it. I guess that's where I'm at. Like the original version, stunning, absolute buy it. Incredible. This version, very neat. I would not buy this again. So I'm going to give it a skim it because it's just kind of like, I don't understand the exercise. The book is incredible. I just don't know why we're doing this again.
But so for you, if you had to recommend either the black and white version or the
I would say the color one. I would recommend the color
version.
I would recommend the color one. And I think they already did that.
And I think the skim it is fair.
Yeah, they already did that and they did it better that first time, if you will. I don't know.
You know what? You've inspired me to take a look.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I missed this.
It is amazing. And by the way, if you're not reading all of the Universal Monsters output that have come from the Image, you're missing. Even the worst ones have been, when I say worst, the ones that I like less than others.
I mean, they exist
are still great
on a spectrum. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they've still been great.
That is it for our reviews, but these weren't the only comics we read the past 2 weeks. Matt, what honorable or dishonorable mentions do you have for us?
If you're not reading Moon Knight, you should be. It's fantastic. It's Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu is the latest story. Number 13 came out last week. This Carbone is on art now. Really, really solid art. Clea shows up in this one. Love me some Clea. No Man's Land number 2 came out last week as well. This was Simon Krasinski's Cold War murder mystery that is just an art feast. And this issue was even better than the first issue. We finally meet the KGB agent, and it's not at all who you think it's going to be. It's really good.
After we reviewed number 1, I looked at like the covers, I think, and I was like, oh, we were totally off.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, this book just keeps getting better. I have not had any time to read anything else because I've been reading so many Age of Revelation.
I know, it sucks. I haven't read anything from this week except for maybe one book. Simon Krasinski liked one of our posts on Instagram just randomly.
Nice.
He's a total sweetheart.
He's a badass too. Super talented guy.
My honorable mentions for this week, Flash 26. Mark Waid is back writing The Flash along with Christopher Cantwell. It's fine. It's fine.
Really?
I mean, it's not that it's bad. It's not just Waid, though. And so I didn't love it as much as I was hoping to.
You think Cantwell's fucking it up? What? He's really good.
No. Nobody's fucking it up.
Okay.
It's fine.
All right.
I don't really love the artist that they have. This Georgiev guy.
Okay.
It is what it is. I mean, I'll still keep reading it. I like it, but it's just not. It wasn't the homecoming I was hoping for. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 12 is the final issue of Jason Aaron and Juan Ferreira's run. They finish strong. Next up, Gene Luen Yang and Freddie Williams II are taking over the book.
Nice.
And that's going to look great. If you don't know who Freddie Williams is, he has done pretty much all of the Batman TMNT crossovers and the He-Man TMNT crossover comics. He's the TMNT crossover guy.
He's done a bunch of DC stuff too, didn't he? Freddie Williams?
Yeah, he did JSA for a while.
Yeah. Okay. He's
Freddie
great.
Williams.
He's
Freddie
really
Williams the second is great. I also gave Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 5 a chance because I've read the first 4 and I was like, well, let's see what happens. After 4.5 issues of stupid nonsense, some actual cool shit finally happens.
I suppose it's still not worth the payoff, though.
Too little, too late for me.
Yeah.
I would not recommend this miniseries.
I read it after the gang hang because I was like, all right, I got to see what's going on, and I suffered through, and was like, God damn it! It just whatever.
And it's just like, why did you wait this long for this cool stuff?
Right, and you could have done that payoff literally in 2 panels of the Ultimates book or something. You could have dropped that in there as well. This was just an excuse to get Miles to do something, I think, and whatever.
Yeah. It's a shame.
The power of Christ compels you.
That's it for new comic reviews, but the discussion is far from over. Head to our Discord and join us for this weekend's Halloween Hangover edition of The Gang Hang, and let us know what you thought of these comics and everything else that you're reading.
After we finish reviewing a bunch of new comics, we head to the THN Sanctum Sanctorum, where we focus, relax, and talk about more comics, specifically the ones that are coming out next Wednesday, November 5th. Joe Patrick, more importantly, if you're suggesting one comic book for the nerds to pick up next week, what is it gonna be?
You know, I talked about it earlier, and I can't resist it. It's DC KO Night Fight number 1 from DC.
Stupid title.
It is a stupid title. I
dumb.
love the premise, though.
The premise is great.
It's written by Joshua Williamson, art by Dan Mora, because the guy doesn't have enough going on. And it's basically Batman transported out of the arena after the events of DC KO number 1, if you know, you know. And now he has to fight a series of Batmen of the future. And it's his sons that have in succession become the new Batman.
Yeah.
And they have to fight for some dumb reason. I don't even know what it is. But if you're going to get one DC KO tie-in, it's got to be the one written by the guy that's building up the whole goddamn DC universe, especially since it follows up on that moment from DC KO number 1. If you know, you know.
And Dan Mora's drawing it, so...
Also, Dan Mora is drawing it.
It's going to look real goddamn cool. Regardless of the title, it's going to look awesome.
Dumbass name, guys.
Such a
Dumbass name.
My pick for next week is Space Scouts, number 1 of 3. It's from Dark Horse. It's written by Matt Kent with art by David Rubin. It is 32 pages for $7.99. That sounds crazy. That's way too expensive, Matt. Take it easy, all right? This is a magazine format comic. They're taking a shot across Distillery's bow and saying, we can do it too. This is really good looking, really nice.
Oh, I think this isn't the first time for the Flux House books. I think some other ones have.
It might not be. I'm just calling it out because I was like 32 pages for $7.99. That's crazy. But this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It is about thousands of teenage superheroes recruited to save the universe in a reality show style tournament, basically. Matt Kint, I was reading about it because it sounded kind of bonkers. And he basically got the idea from looking at all these Silver Age Superboy covers that featured tons and tons and tons of just random like superhero characters.
Right.
And he was like, let's do it. Let's go completely nuts. And David Rubin is fantastic. This book looks like it's going to be a riot. And the pages are all big because they're magazine size. So the art can go nuts. It's going to be a ton of fun.
This is like the 10th time these dudes have worked together. They did Ether at Dark Horse.
They're great.
Fucking amazing.
And every time they work together, guess what? They're up for all manner of awards and are on everybody's best of the year list. So this is going to be great.
Excited.
Excelsior! Oh.
That's it for THN 793. If you dig our new comic show, check out our YouTube. We put a bunch of preview art up there so you can see the comics we're talking about. It's super neat. And like, subscribe, give us star ratings or reviews wherever you download podcasts because we need your help, kids, right? It's up to you to save the two-headed nerd. You're our only hope.
We're not in danger.
We're in serious danger.
Next week, the Back Issue Show returns, and we will be revisiting the original Age of Apocalypse spin-offs to compare and contrast them against the latest Age of Revelation number ones that we have been reading for our Patreon extras. Speaking of, stay tuned to the
Part
Patreon
2
extra for our next installment of wave 2 of these number ones, and let me tell you, there's still a lot of them.
Yeah, there is, but no spoilers. I'm wondering, like, did they lead off with their best foot? Like, it doesn't kind of seem like it. I don't know.
I mean, as with anything, when you throw that many ideas against the wall, some of them are
sure. One of those darts is gonna hit the bullseye. I got you.
Right. If you need more THN before then, join us for the THN Gang Hang. It's on Saturdays at 11 o'clock Central Time. You can check out our Discord for more details. You can find the Discord by going to twoheadednerd.com/Discord.
THN is a listener-supported podcast. It wouldn't be possible without the generosity of donors like our patron, Kevin Miller. He does not like advertisements, so much so that he's willing to give us $1 a month. You could be just like Kevin. And for as little as $1 a month, you can find out what we thought about Radioactive Spider-Man, one of the one-shots that's coming from, well, not a one-shot, but one of the number ones for the myriad of spin-off series that are coming out of Age of Revelation. And I won't spoil anything, but I will say he's got extra digits, and they're gross. I don't like them. It's really icky.
They are icky.
Yuck. You can sign up to be a patron at patreon.com/twoheadednerd.
Before we go, our weekly shout-out goes to Strangers in Paradise creator Terry Moore, whose output was brought to a screeching halt thanks to the bankruptcy of Diamond Comics distributors. Him and a lot of independent.
That is also like
creators.
That is just like on the top 50 of terrible things that happened to it.
Right.
When they went bankrupt.
Well, Moore announced on Tuesday that he has found new distribution and he is back in business,
That's
baby.
Great. Happy to hear it.
His next Strangers in Paradise story is coming soon. Word to you, sir. We are glad to have you back.
Who's putting it out? Just out of curiosity.
He didn't say.
Oh, he just said, I've got a new deal that's coming.
Well, no, he self-publishes. It's not publishing. It's distribution.
Oh, like distribution.
Like Lunar or, yeah, right.
It's awesome. I hope the best for him. It wouldn't upset me at all if he went to Dark Horse and just like did the creative own stuff there with the other old guys.
He does his own thing now. He's got a big enough name that he's got an audience.
And he likes to be in charge. And I get that. Until next time, true believers, remember to pre-order comics. Your retailer might just let you know it's not time to do your own thing because your audience is not as big as you think it is. This is the Two-Headed Nerd, signing off.
Play it safe and stay the course.
That's right.
Trust me.
Pre-order your fucking comics, jackass.